build afterward. But those are going to be quite vulnerable. Alright, so it is going to be Scourge just for now. In fact, it's just actually a 5-hatch build. Alright, so man, he managed to get movies, managed to get his Corsair also. So it's actually a 5-hatch build. I guess what he was doing was getting the 2-hatch Spire out because he was afraid of some kind of weird cheese coming from this guy, Movie, who's apt to play non-standard, and he was thinking 2-hatch Mulisks would be a good counter against it. And it can be a decent counter against Mass Dragoons, in fact. 2-hatch Mutas with Speed Link certainly is quite effective against just a few Dragoons without any Corsairs. But, oh, look at that. Jaedong has picked off the first Corsair. Now he's trying to pick off the second one. Let's see if Movie does any better with his dodging. He should be able to, given that he's in his own base here. But this might slow down his production of further Scourge. Movie seems to be one who's a little bit, I would say, a tiny bit confused right now. Not sure what he wants to do. Not sure if he's identified the build. And certainly, I don't know if he's found this bottom left yet. Because if he doesn't spot that bottom left, he's not going to know what build this is exactly. He's not going to know if this is some kind of Muta build still, or if it's a Hydra build, in which case he needs to get some Storm up pretty quickly. And I think this is going to be a Hydralisk build here. We got some Sunken Colonies at the bottom left going up. Jaedong really wants to make sure he can hold here. Obviously a smart idea, considering it would be the end of his game if he lost that, most likely. He's in fact getting creeps in front too. Very non-standard here from both players, I would say. Or actually, no, more from Jaedong. I'd say from Jaedong, quite non-standard. Because Movie is in the dark, though, he's getting these Archons. Just like Violet did in a game I recently cast, because he feels like there might be a big Mutalisk attack. And I would say, well, he's going to have trouble against Hydras, but Jaedong doesn't have any Hydras I've seen. All he has are Sunken Colonies. What is he doing is the question. Is he going to go to, like, Guardians or something? I have no idea what he's doing, because we don't see much of anything, but we do see a lot of Sunken Colonies. We see a very defensive build coming from, Jaedong, who is not exactly the most defensive player. In fact, I'd say he's probably one of the most aggressive players out there, outside of Quanro. I mean, applied correctly, of course, unlike Quanro, who oftentimes messes this up. But what is Jaedong doing? I don't know if those Sunkens are going to be enough against Speedlots, a large number of speeds. What is going on here? Jaedong right now is taking down one Corsair, but he has almost nothing left. What is he doing with his units? Oh, man. But he does have a decently constructed wall. That's going to help him a little bit. But Movie is just going right in with a big attack with Archons and Speedlots. It looks like he's going to be able to pick off a number of drones. I don't know if he's going to be able to break the front door, though. It's going to be close. The Archon goes down. I think Movie could have microed a little bit better with the Speedlot attack, in fact. And he might have been able to break this wall. It's going to be close nonetheless, though. The Archon's still going to be effective against the Lings, but I feel like Jaedong is going to win this battle in the end. He is going to get Mutalisks at the nick of time. Man, that was close, though. What the hell, Jaedong? He almost just lost to straight-up Speedlots and 2 Archons. That was incredibly close. But on the other hand, Jaedong has evidently had this planned out, of playing it close to the wire before getting any units. Now he does have something called units, and that's going to help him instead of Sunken Colonies, which don't help him very long against Protoss units. So Jaedong has upgrades on his air too. I guess he was planning for this +1 armor, and he has picked off all the Corsairs. This is going to be vital here. Jaedong is going to have free reign of the air for quite a while, although we could be seeing more Corsairs coming out. But Jaedong, of course, is very good with his air. Oh man, Movie trying to get in. A DT doesn't manage to do it. Wow, bad luck for him, and I gotta think his frontal assault, going back to it once again, could have been successful. Jaedong's front door was constructed very well, but he spent precious time attacking the hatchery, attacking the drones. I felt like if he just went for the Sunken Colonies, he could have taken all of them out, and then Jaedong would have been in a world of hurt. Especially if both of his Archons were alive, I would see Jaedong easily being forced to sacrifice that natural expansion, because he wouldn't be able to fight those Archons head on. So Jaedong, I'm not sure what those buildings are for Jaedong. He does have a good number of Mutalisks, but on the same side, Movie has himself a lot of Speedlots and Archons and Corsairs, actually. So these are very effective anti-Muta builds here. Units here. I mean, obviously the Zealots aren't anti-Muta, but they complement the rest of the units well because they don't cost any gas. And we'll see what happens here. Excuse me for a second. Sorry about that. Movie now going right in again. I think this time it's going to be kind of the law of diminishing returns here. I'm not sure if this one is going to do nearly as much damage because Jaedong has managed to keep most of his air alive. Although Jaedong is having some trouble killing off all of these Archons. Now finally the last Archon goes down. No, still one left. Oh man, Jaedong really actually might not be able to hold his front entirely, but it's not going to matter. No reinforcements coming, and only 2 Zealots survive the battle, so Jaedong is going to get some stuff out and kill it off, although I gotta think that Jaedong choosing not to go for Hydralisks is a mistake. He still doesn't have a Hydralisk Den. As you can see, those were both evolution chambers inside of his base. Man, uses drones to kill off the last Zealot. I think something else that would have helped Movie, though, would be +1 attack, because right now he's still at 0-0 upgrades. As you can see, yeah, Archon's at 0-0. So that is not good for him. He should have +1 by now. And Jaedong's going to be ahead also this game in terms of upgrades. Jaedong trying to snipe that Archon, by the way. Smart move there. And by Movie here is persisting with his build. He is persisting with the Archon Zealot build. And I don't think this is the best idea. I think at the first time it was a surprise, but I don't know. Jaedong should have enough of an economy. I mean, he's running off of 4 bases, damn it, to produce enough units to stop this from occurring, you know, being able to succeed. But Jaedong right now, okay, he just has to pick off that Archon. See, I mean, he just has to pick off these Archons, and that's it for this army. I mean, it's going to be able to pick off drones, but that's it. These speed lots aren't going to do anything else, and they're all going to die here. And this is a mistake I gotta feel for Movie, who's lost his army again. I mean, the first time around was certainly worth it. If he had, you know, even if he hadn't killed Jaedong off, it was certainly worth it because he killed a lot of Jaedong's forces and some drones. But later on, I think he needs to change his mind here and go for something else. Jaedong's still, though, managing to get a couple hits on his mutas, which are not healthy at all. So that's good for Movie. And we'll see what Movie can do. He's trying to expand again at the top. This was kind of his mistake in some games in the past. I would say against Fantasy, he may have overexpanded. In this game, he may be doing the same thing. We saw Violet in the game I recently cast doing the same mistake against By Great, where he went for way too many expansions without enough gateways, without enough army, and he lost the game because of it. Generally, you don't really want to out-expand a Zerg unless you're sure you can harass the Zerg also, because if you both play like SimCity, the Zerg probably will get ahead at the end. And the Zerg,